107.5 WBLS. Welcome inside the Quiet Storm tonight. We have a moment to kind of just engage in conversation tonight. I want you to understand I'm in a room with a lot of ladies. And in between it all, in between the music, the topic of conversation is scandal. I know this is... So, ladies, I thank you for listening to the Quiet Storm and enjoying scandal at the same time. I love you for that. Keep me on because... this is not scandalous what we're getting to reveal some things tonight. And what better company than has been displayed in terms of emotions, in terms of thoughts, in terms of how she feels on the Bravo Network in that hot show. It's an honor to welcome a spokesmodel, a singer, actress, and I'm sure she has a million other titles underneath all of this hair that I'm looking at. Welcome to the Quiet Storm. Hi.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Are you a woman who goes out on a date and never lets her cell phone down?
On a date, time to put the phone away.
Oh, so you do?
I don't have any children, so there's no emergencies happening. Whatever's going on, the world can stop for a couple of hours.
It seems like you're really into...
Yeah, but I'm here on the air, so I'm letting everybody know to tune in. But if I'm on a date, then my focus should be on my date.
It should be.
It should be. If it's not, then that might say something about the... I don't know.
So I'm not even going to get into that because I do want to get into the quasi relationship that we see. Mm-hmm. But before we get into that, let's just find out who is Africa Miranda.
Who am I?
I know it's a very complex question.
Such a broad question.
But please just scratch the surface just a little bit for us.
Okay, well, I mean, but if we were just going to scratch the surface, very much, for people that were able to watch, the show, The New Atlanta. That was what you saw. I'm a performer. I'm somebody that works very hard. I, am somebody who's also, very emotional, as most creative souls are.
You're a Capricorn.
I'm a Capricorn, I like to, I feel things very strongly. I'm very passionate about what I believe in, good and bad, and and that just kind of is what it is. And I'm a good friend. If I care about you, I'll go to the ends of the earth for you. But if I'm done with you, you are dead to me.
You're done.
I'm done. You're dead to me. I'm done.
Well, that's all everything in a nutshell, isn't it? Well, I heard that you were an HBCU queen. Mm-hmm. Right? What school?
I was. I'm a graduate of Alabama State University, and I was also Miss Alabama State University.
And you do have a lot of Southern roots, actually.
I do. I was born in Boston, but my family is from Montgomery, Alabama, so that's where I grew up. That's where I went to college. I wore. You watched the show. I had a necklace that said Bama. Like I tell people, I'm a Bama girl. Like I claim Alabama.
As a Bama girl.
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Her name is Africa Miranda, and I'd like for you to stay right there. But before we get into the music, I do want to throw this topic out tonight.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what your present relationship situation is like now. I'm going to find out because this is Confessions of Love. Right?
I have wine. I can talk about it.
Yes, you do, and I have more bottles. So the question tonight is, do you feel breakup sex and makeup sex is overrated?
It's overrated. I'll save my thoughts. I'm like,
no. I need
you ready for me to touch on it now?
Just scratch the surface for me a little bit.
I wouldn't use the word overrated. Makeup sex can be great. Breakup sex is, I don't know. There might be better ways to say goodbye. Sometimes just saying goodbye is easier because I don't know if you're having breakup sex if that's really. Because I'm not really breaking up if I'm doing that. I don't feel like that's a breakup. A breakup is me saying like, have a nice life, I wish you well, or take care, or I never want to talk to you again, or that's breaking up. Having sex is not breaking up. Having sex is just in itself is connecting and breaking up at the same time.
So important. I'll open it up to you. 1-855-453-6694. Do you feel breakup sex or makeup sex is overrated? We have Africa Miranda with us. Give us a call. Let's talk about it tonight inside the Quiet Storm. Thank you for watching and for being with us online tonight. Behind the voice with all the hair that I was talking about, Miss Africa Miranda. Thank you again for coming by tonight. I really do appreciate it in a great way.
I'm so excited. No, we're gonna have a good time.
And it makes it even special when guests like you come in and just eat up my candy.
Yay!
And drink up the wine.
Can you see
That's
all
a
of
wonderful
this good
thing.
stuff?
Too sure. My assistant made these wonderful cake. The cake.
The cake pops. No, I love cake. I love cake and cake pops and cupcakes and Hershey's Kisses and wine. So I'm kind of I'm perfect right now.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Well, again, congratulations on all the success that you have obtained up to this point.
Thank you.
Have a plethora of things that you probably still want to achieve.
Yes, plethora would be the perfect word.
But bring us up to date. Your situation, Bravo show, the New Atlanta.
Well, I mean, if you watched the season, you kind of saw, the progression of, me taking a turn in my career. I'm still a stage performer. I've been blessed to travel the world performing, singing, and dancing. My focus isn't as much on necessarily being in the studio anymore, but you got to see a stage show that myself and my partners created called The Lipstick Junkies. And once the show finished airing, we continued to do the show in Atlanta. There's been interest in taking it on the road. And it's been a great experience, like producing, writing, directing, creating, and just putting an off-Broadway show together. And for a person that works in this business and has had to work behind people or to kind of support other people's projects, felt really good to kind of take something from conception to, putting it on the stage. And it's still a lot of work. Very proud of the work we've been able to do. So it's really exciting.
So what's the first love? Is it acting or is it singing?
Well, for me, I've always looked at women, I wrote on my Instagram that when I was small and I didn't have the words to really say like what I wanted to be when I grew up, I saw her and I was like, that's what I wanted to be. Like she was a fashion and a beauty icon, that hair, she's a performer and, she's a personality. She's larger than life. And I would want, if I had to say, years and years from now, what I want my stamp to be on this business, it would be that. Someone who's just, I sing or, I act or I model. But I was always raised to play the violin, I play piano, I've done ballet. So I just was always, it never occurred to me that I had to settle on one thing. So when people ask me that, it's really hard for me to say because in my heart, I do everything and I enjoy them all. So
Are you the only one in your family that went into the arts?
No, actually, my sister that lives here in New York she's a choreographer, super, just super talented. I tell people I'm a singer that moves well. Like she is a dancer. Like she's from very small. She was doing ballet and like with an actual company in Boston from the time she was very young. My father, during his time in New York, did some off-Broadway plays. So my family is.
That's a wonderful thing. Mm-hmm. And now you spawn.
And now here I am.
You
yes,
spawn
the woman of many slashes.
Exactly.
I love to say, yes.
You know what? I think utilize the gifts that you have been bestowed upon. If you don't utilize them, then you're wasting your time.
And that's true. I feel like when you are blessed to, one for me, I definitely that the things that I dreamt about when I was small that I get to do. I never thought I would be on a billboard or be on television or be in a film or get to go. For New Year's, I was in Doha, Qatar. And then people were walking up to me saying that they watched the New Atlanta. And
that's a wonderful thing.
I tell people, I grew up in the country. There's a dirt road at the end of my street. Like when I go home, that's what I do when I go. I had these visions and these dreams for myself, and to see them actualized, I'm still in awe, and I'm humbled every day.
It's the Cape
Verdean, the Alabamian, the everything.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
And the New Atlanta, checking out if you haven't. You can always go online. I mean, YouTube has everything these days.
It has YouTube. You can go on BravoTV.com. Also, if you have Oxygen, I know that they're showing it on Oxygen as well. So the great thing is it on air right now. It never goes away, so it's there.
1-855-453-6694. We're talking about, do you feel breakup sex or makeup sex overrated?
Overrated.
I mean, should we even do it? Are we lessening our pride when we do this?
I don't even know. What does Sade say? Love is stronger than pride. Like by the time you're at the makeup stage or even the breakup stage, like pride is out the window. You're at such a raw, don't know that you're even thinking that clearly.
Because you should be, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong.
But are you?
Should be vulnerable to love.
Yes, but that's easier said than done.
You got to commit to it.
Well, I think many of us have huge commitment issues because that's why we are where.
Glad you said that. So, the series, right? Got involved with
Vaughn.
This cat by the name of Vaughn, who's from Atlanta.
Yes.
I feel women pick men. Do you feel the same way?
Yes and no. I mean, traditional part of me, it says in the Bible, like, happy is the man that chooses a wife. I still feel in the end that a man chooses. Women have a right to accept that, that proposition. But I feel like men choose, like it says that, like a man chooses. Men go after a real man, and I even said this on the show. Men go after what they want.
Well, you know what? In Atlanta, I'm not trying.
You're like, I can speak on New York. I don't know.
In Atlanta, they might have that option, to just go after what they want. But I think there's a lot of men, and I think you select who comes over the threshold.
Okay.
No?
Because I do have some. I'm not going to say I don't have any.
May want to bum rush your door at the same time. But whoa. I can see you definitely shutting people down.
You know what? I think the thing for me, and everybody, I feel like I think I'm the person everybody assumes has so many dates, and my dance card is so full. But I think because of that, I think because of what I do, and the things that where I am, people assume it. So maybe guys that would want to approach don't, because they're like, oh, she probably was already with somebody, or oh, she wouldn't want to talk to me. And then at the end of the day, I'm just like, well, then if everybody's
top. At least that's the assumption.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, if you're ready for it, I guess you'll move forward with it. And you did move forward because, in the very beginning, I don't think you were involved with this young man.
No, there's some steps happened. Some steps happened.
I
wouldn't say major. I would say some steps happened.
Really? Well,
one thing
that was pretty interesting is his open honesty about where he was.
Mm-hmm.
I got to respect that from any man who's upfront and honest. The second concern is, what are you willing to accept? And obviously, you may have had different perspectives on things, and I'm going to come back to find out what kind of perspectives Africa has had on it in a matter of moments. But I do want to go back on air with it. It's the Quiet Storm, soft and warm, nice and comfortable Thursday night. Wine. I recommend red wine. Is what we're enjoying and sipping on, and toast to you, Miss Africa Miranda. Again, Africa Miranda is with us from the New Atlanta.
Hello.
And she has been a hot mess on the series.
Oh my God, a hot mess?
A hot mess.
Oh.
Wow!
But
I want to learn
now
more
I'm in my
about
feelings.
you.
Now I'm in my feelings. Oh my God.
No, please, don't take me seriously all the way. But we're talking about, do you feel breakup sex or makeup sex is overrated? And scratching the surface just a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is something that comes into conversation when a person decides to get back.
Right.
But obviously there's love there. Do you agree or disagree?
Sometimes there's love. Sometimes there's control. Sometimes I think people have a lot of different, there's a lot of different things that kind of push you to stay or not go. I think sometimes you may stay because that's easier than going out and starting brand new, because you still have a connection. And I feel like I'm somebody that a lot of times people that if you're being like strictly like super religious or like you don't do it before you're married. I've never really been one that's kind of subscribed to one or the other. I think for me, it's just know you. And I think people take for granted how long it takes to actually get to know somebody. I think we'll sleep with people.
Do you ever get to know somebody?
I'm not going to say that you know somebody totally, but people know their middle name. You don't know where they live. You don't know anything about them other than you're attracted to them and they're, and they look good. And that's, to me, we make more of a time investment in finding a roommate and renting an apartment and buying a house and buying a car. And then we ourselves. And I think I had to learn the hard way is that exterior is one is that, I can, make it happen, handle my business, do whatever. I'm very soft and pink when it comes to if I like somebody, and I can't just sleep with somebody and then just be like, okay, I'm cool. Like, no, I can't. Like, if I sleep with you, you're my boyfriend and we should be very happy. And knowing I can't just somebody that I've only known a very short time because I'm going to be connected. And I don't want to waste that connection anymore on something that's just going to be like, oh, for fun. Not fun when you're at home and you're sad. Ladies, I'm just saying.
Africa Miranda. Love lines are open for your thoughts on this topic. Do you feel sex is overrated? 1-855-453-6694. We're coming back in just a moment with more What You Want. Join me online, and you can actually in the flesh at WBLS.com. Click on the Quiet Storm page and engage in conversation with us on the Love Lines. So, Africa Miranda is here, and we were just starting to scratch the surface. I know we have a few calls that I want to get to in just a moment, but just to kind of finish up what we kind of initially started before we went back on air. With Vaughn, is his name? Vaughn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not in a relationship with him. It sounds like you got emotionally involved, despite of his position and how his philosophy was and where he was.
Well, I think a few things. I think, and I talked about this a lot in my last season finale, is that, and I said this on the show, is like everybody except for me, called Vaughn my boyfriend. I was like, my cast members, the public. And I was just like, we never, sat down and said we're in a relationship. We were always friends to each other. Yes. Did some areas get a little gray? Absolutely. But felt like I looked at it and said, okay, this is somebody that I'm in a committed relationship with. Like, I understand where Vaughn is. And while I love Vaughn to death, the things that he necessarily believes, like the relationship that I want, I wouldn't say that those two go hand in hand. Confused about that. You care about who you care about. And, I'm a person that I go off of my, and I was fine with letting that play out, on television, because that's what I signed up for. But at the end of the day, I still never said, and to this day have never said, they're like, oh, Vaughn's my man, Vaughn's my boyfriend, that kind of thing.
Well, but it's the difference. But I guess from what we kind of saw a little bit
absolutely.
In terms of how you emotionally got it.
Like, I'm emotional. Like, I'm... Oh God! I said, like, I'm emotional. So that's, if I'm emotional, you're gonna see that, and they absolutely saw it.
It's good, but guess what?
Exactly.
It's the same. You can call me booty call, whatever, and I still might come to you or I might not. I do not answer the call. No, you can't do me this way. No, I move on.
Hey, Adrian, I can't knock you for being.
I feel you, Adrian.
Thank you for calling in, and I appreciate you. Bye-bye. Let's record because I'm going to get one on the air. Thanks for watching, and I really do appreciate it.
But I could, in that moment, I could respect it for what it was.
Okay. Then what most people do, because most people do a lot of this and don't measure up to it.
Well, I've had both. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I've had the spectrum. I've had the, life is going to be amazing. We're going to be together forever. And then that was a lie. I've had the truth. I've had the half truth. I've had, and as most women have had, a little bit of everything. I don't think that there's anybody that most women, I think, a little pieces of everything. And I think when I talk to women about what I went through on the show, most women have experienced of what has happened with a man area situation or somebody that you care about and they didn't really recognize your feelings. And even for women, it's like it's hard for us to speak up when we like somebody, to say, okay, I don't things. It seems like an easy thing to say, but it's not. It's it's very hard to say that.
No, yeah, I can get you in that. But once a person paints a picture so clearly,
I mean, and that's true. However, men and women, you can have a for you, and you still could be like, but I don't know.
No. That's where we're going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, if Picasso painted the picture,
right,
that's the picture.
Now, what I would say to that is that if I had then sat there and said on saying, and I want us to be in a relationship together, then I would be like, okay, that would be an issue. Said that. So for me, at the end of the day, I never one way or the other about it, because we left the show as friends. We're still friends to this day. We never entered into a relationship because he's not ready to be in one, in the type of relationship that I want. So we're not in a relationship. So I think if I was sitting here saying, like,
but you like him though.
This is the thing. I like a lot of people.
I'm sure
like, I like you. Like, I like you. I like a lot of
people. The same way like you like Vaughn, though.
I like a lot of people, honey. I like a lot of people, and a lot of people like me. I am single. My last name is still Miranda. So if you are watching Africa Miranda, or on Twitter, Africa Miranda, I am single. Thank you.
Africa, I dance Miranda.
I dance very well.
Doing a good job tonight. Top, give me some love. Boom. Africa Miranda.
But in all seriousness, no. Vaughn, I think Vaughn is a good person. We got to know each other on camera. And I've never had that. I'm at a place in my life where I know what I want, and regardless if I like you, I met a lot of men that I like. If they're not right, they're not right at that time. It doesn't mean they're bad people.
I agree. Not being just right for you at that particular moment. I agree. So what? And I know you have a lot of things, and you want to do a lot of things. You're accomplishing a lot of things. On air, what kind of man really would fit well in your DNA? I
think the type of man that would fit well, and if you're listening, I'm like, if you
he might be watching and listening right now.
Find me. But no, I appreciate men that are very secure, because I work in a business that requires a lot of me and a lot of people. So I like men that are very very secure in who they are, and with me and with what I have to do. Okay. I appreciate kindness. That, and I've learned the hard way. I used to think like, I want somebody that's successful. I want all these things, but I had men that were successful, but maybe not nice, or maybe not honest and not kind. Like, I that are honest, that have a sense of humor, that are open to just trying new things. Like, be open to travel and go somewhere other than Jamaica and Mexico. That's all I'm saying. Exactly. Like, thank you. As we're saying, ladies in the studio, you have to have a passport and have used it before you met me.
WBLS. I and listening to the conversation
and you read books,
we are having online tonight. Go to WBLS.com, LennyGreen.com, and tonight, Africa Miranda from the Bravo show, the New Atlanta, is with us tonight.
Hello, everybody.
She reminds me of Indy Smith, who rise, around the whole block about wanting a man who has a stamped passport. Doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. If it just means that he traveled. That's all.
You travel, you're not the same person when you come back. When you're brown and you go out and you see the world and you see other brown people and you see the world, you're not the same when you come back. Well, you're not the same. Okay. At least you should not be.
Thank you. See, you should.
But that's other than Jamaica and Mexico. I specified.
Okay.
And not knocking those two. There's other places that we can go. That's all I'm saying.
Let's check the love line for our topic of conversation inside a confession. Log on, because in the next hour we're taking this strictly online, and we're really going to open up a can of worms with Africa Miranda. The topic tonight is: do you feel breakup is overrated? Hello? Say hello to Africa Miranda.
How you doing, sister? And God bless you.
Oh, thank you, Anthony. How are you?
I'm happy because I'm with a woman, beautiful woman I love for 4 years.
Oh, yes.
And I just want to, that topic is serious. You know why?
Why?
It's serious to me because I still got my mother and father still married together, and I'm from the old school. I'm 52 years old. God bless me.
All right.
I'm blessed to have my parents. If I break up with, I'm not taking her back because I don't know where she been, and she don't know where I've been.
Right.
But it's my heart. So my rule is, once we break, it's over. Friend maybe, but I'm not gonna have a relationship no more.
You sound pretty strong about it, brother.
I have to, bro. I've been through it so much that I'm the type of man that when I love you so much. It's an old saying: if you let something go and it come back to you, it's meant to be. Yeah. Saying that say, if you let something go and it want to come back, you don't know if she'll go again. How about that?
You believe in that, Africa?
It's hard to, that backtracking. I'm not a big fan of backtracking.
Ma'am, because you know what? So much relationship goes on today, and the experience that I've been with in relationships, somebody that my parents still living and still together, the better or the sweet. If things get raggedy, you got to put up with it. You got to make it work.
Gotcha.
But why are you going to leave and then get me? That's like playing me. I can't do that. That ain't my heart.
So when it's over, it's over.
For better, for worse.
Woo! Preach, brother. Thank you. Really appreciate the love. Africa Miranda is with us tonight on the Bravo hit show, The New Atlanta. How is dating in Atlanta?
Ooh. I feel like I date more in other cities than I do in Atlanta.
Really?
Because I've been traveling a lot lately.
I can understand why, but
I'm
sorry.
Oh, no shade.
No. Look, I got family down there. I got other friends in the music industry down in Atlanta, so I love Atlanta.
What I will say, I did a lot of before I was on the show. I tried, online dating. I did, I called it the season of Just Say Yes. Like everybody was setting me up on all that. I went on all these crazy blind dates,
and nothing worked out.
I mean, it was entertaining. I got some good stories, and sometimes you go on dates and maybe you don't find love, but you do have a good story to say over, to tell over a cocktail with your friends. To the experience, it's not going to always be that you're there to, and I think once I kind of approached it like that, especially with internet dating, I was like, hey, this is different. You just, it opened me up because I wasn't somebody that really enjoyed just the act of dating. I just always kind of had boyfriends, so it just kind of just for what it is to just meet new people and have different experiences.
This is the Quiet Storm. Africa Miranda is with us tonight. 1-855-453-6694. So, having said that, where's Africa Miranda right now in her quest for love?
I'm single and dating.
And mingling.
Single and mingling. So,
Are you dating exclusively?
I am not dating exclusively. No, I am not.
Okay. Got it.
So, I'm enjoying dating. I've been, some friends have been setting me up, things like that. So, I was just enjoying it.
Let's go back to the online dating thing. How was that experience?
That was different. I did it before the show. I done it post show because I think that might be a little weird, right. But pre-show it was interesting. It was people don't necessarily look like their pictures.
I know.
It's you come home to about like you've been catfished.
Yeah, can you believe it?
Lenny Green, ladies and gentlemen, has been catfished. Tell me more.
Can you explain? No, I'm not telling you because you're using.
Tell me more.
You're using it against me. Explain to people what catfish is.
Catfishing, if you have not watched this amazing show that is the best thing that I've ever seen in my life, is the concept of people creating a whole new persona for themselves that sometimes their profile isn't even their picture. It could be your picture. You could be dating someone for years and you don't even know it. So I would tell everyone that's attractive catfish is real. If you can't see the actual person, if you all never meet in person, they may not be real. It may be a catfish. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say.
Ladies, watch out because these men are catfishing as well. Because
I've
had a guy age was from 15 years prior. It was not.
Instagram is a liar.
Filters are a lie.
Unbelievable. Why? You know what? I can't understand why someone would want to put myself in someone else's identity. It just doesn't make sense.
You know what though? In people's defense, not that you can. So much of this world now is based want to be accepted. And I think at the core of all of this, like while we're being funny and we're kind of kikiing about it, at the core of it, people just want a connection and they want love and they want somebody to care about them. And we all feel like who they are isn't good enough, and maybe this other person represents what society tells them is acceptable. Then that's what they. And it's almost sad that that's what to do to get someone to be attracted to them. It's funny, but it's also like really, really sad. When you watch Catfish, I feel like I go from like dying laughing to by the end you're kind of just like. But I keep watching.
No, I hear you. And it's.
But I keep watching.
Just be careful, y'all. That's all I can say. One of these calls. Can we go to line 3? All right, Deb.
Hi, Lenny. How are you this evening?
I'm well. Thank you for asking. I want you to say hello to my special guest, Africa.
Oh, yes. Hi, Africa. How are you this evening?
I'm great, Deb. How are you? Thanks for calling in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, I agree with Africa. The makeup sex.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry, the breakup sex. I mean, why are we having? It's confusing.
Exactly.
Very confusing. And as far as makeup sex, to me, makeup sex it's just a Band-Aid. It's for a problem that we're going to have once the sex is all over. So that's my take on it.
I agree with you, Deborah.
I know you do.
You all night, like I am every night.
Thank you, my love. I appreciate you. Have a good night.
Thank you, Africa.
You're welcome. Bye.
Let's go to line 4. Linda.
Hello.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
I'm all right.
That's good. Hey, Linda. Africa Miranda.
Hello, Africa. How you doing? It's a beautiful name.
Oh, thank you, Linda. How are you?
She does have a beautiful name. Yeah, absolutely right.
I want to comment on the love question.
Please.
And my comments are, I feel breakup sex can never be overrated, especially if both partners reach a climax. That makes it a beautiful, magnificent, and I highly recommend it.
All righty
So
then, Linda.
if you reach that climax, it's not overrated. That's the bottom line.
Okay.
Wow. You got to. Now, suppose one of them reached the climax and the other one doesn't. Then is it overrated then?
Impossible. It can happen for both.
So it has to be a mutual
climax at the same damn time. I got you, Linda. Thank you for calling, baby. I appreciate you. All right.
Bye, Linda.
Let's go. 7. Hey, 7. Thanks for calling in tonight. Say hello to Africa Miranda.
Hello there, Africa Miranda. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good. Hi, 7. How are you? I love your name.
Well, I think you feel very much complete today.
Hey.
I hear
I
that,
have a
baby.
new aunt.
Oh, wonderful.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And
Thank you,
7
thank
is
you
the number
very
of
much.
completion.
I wanted to welcome in Destin Dior Ramsey into the world today. He came in.
Oh.
And I wanted to call on a serious note and to be really honest with you. And there's someone going through this right now, but I'm going to put it right out there. Makeup sex almost cost me real love. It's deep. When, you're getting out of into a new relationship and you don't know whether it's going to work or not, and
Right.
it actually works. And then, things happens, and then something clicks like, not the right guy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then you pull back a little bit, you start pulling back, you pull till you start arguing, and it's like, yes, the argument, good. Just to cover up that you really don't want to be. Then you break up. And then, it's not makeup sex. It's really not makeup sex.
What is it?
It's called, by you, so I'm going to just go ahead and hit
No
you
way.
with a little something.
No way. You really
You don't
feel
think it's
sorry?
that we're arguing and this is how we end up?
No.
Wow.
Because when you argue, you don't hear nothing. I'm yelling, you yelling. What am I hearing?
That's a good point.
Now, makeup sex is real when you're trying to make up, when you're really genuine and sincere about it. It's not a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Men and women. You're using your bodies as play toys. It's foolishness. If you're not committed, don't get can't stress that to young ladies and young men.
No, I didn't mean to stop it. Not to, 7, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. But she was making a very, very
7
strong
was
point.
giving us. She was giving me my life right then.
Is it possible to just no? Because she had a sound point.
If you are not committed, don't get with it.
Almost something like Johnny Cochran should have. Right,
Saying.
Johnny Cochran.
Giving me my life.
Wow. This is Confessions of Love. We're going to get Africa to confess about something tonight. But thank you for joining us. We really do appreciate it.
I'm good with the wine.
You're good with the wine. Okay, as long as you don't have to call
Anybody?
Welcome inside to join me online with Africa Miranda and Indy as we continue the conversation tonight and get into reality of love. We're going to add a layer to this evening tonight and learn more about Africa Miranda. So please lock in with us online tonight. I need to let everyone know, media, please give out your information so people can just, see the enormous amount of pictures that you have. The gallery is phenomenal on your
Thank you.
website. Social Network Connect.
Okay, wonderful. If you want to find me online, I keep it simple. I don't have 10 names. You can go to africamiranda.com or Facebook, Instagram, all of that. It's just at Africa Miranda. So no dots or spaces, my first name, last name. I decided to keep it simple. And that's where, I keep everybody updated on my appearances, different projects, and new things that I have coming up. There's a lot of fun stuff coming up for the spring and summer that I'm very excited about. So,
like what? Like what?
Can't really divulge all of it yet, but if you know that, natural hair is something that's like, I'm a hairnista. I love hair. I love wigs. I love extensions. I love all things hair. So I will be making a very special announcement very soon about something hair related that I think everyone will be excited about that's coming.
For men and women?
This is going to be for the ladies, but the men can enjoy it as well. But it is definitely for the ladies. I also have a few other projects that I'm working on. From the show, there's always been this dialogue about, the perception of black women on reality shows. And I know that, it's always been something for me that I sit home and watch it. And I've had a chance to really kind of work with a lot of girls and talk about, what happens on these shows. So I have an initiative developed and that my team and I are working on called Be a Girlfriend. And it's based on the concept that girls really aren't friends. And for me, girlfriends have always been, the ones who've supported me, who've gotten me, from where I started to now. So we'll be taking that and working with middle school girls and going around the country and working with girls. So it's amazing. And then I do have a little fun thing that my sister do. African Maine. It's an online podcast on Blog Talk Radio. Okay. We do it once a week on Tuesday nights, and we dish about, the week in Kiki, which is a little bit of pop culture and just pick a topic every week that's kind of true to us, because both of us are working in the entertainment industry and dating and living and loving, and we're single girls. She's in New York, I'm in Atlanta, so we talk, kind of what we're going through, and people can call in and share their views. So it's been a lot of fun.
Well, I'm going to have to call into the show.
Of course, we have to call into the
engage in your conversation. Africa Miranda is not going anywhere. I'm going to hold a hostage for another hour. So please log on to WBLS.com, click on the Quiet Storm page, LennyGreen.com. As we continue to talk about, do you feel breakup sex and makeup sex is overrated?
Overrated.
Let's talk about it tonight inside the Quiet Storm.